Hey everybody, thanks for jumping on Periscope. Hey, I'm shooting this video at this old building, and I'm shooting a video in regards to the new year that's coming up, and a lot of resolutions obviously are going to be made, and more importantly, many of them are not going to be accomplished. I mean, if you look at statistics is 90% of people abandon their New Year's resolution within the first 30 days. That's a lot of failure. And so as a Christian entrepreneur, how do you deal with failure? Do you just resolve to try harder next time? I mean, is that what you do? Do you just make better resolutions? Do you just forget about resolutions entirely? I mean, what does that exactly look like? And so I cover that in my video. But today, on this little short Periscope, what I wanted to talk about is two things that have been on my heart, and hopefully you'll find some encouragement from that. The number one thing that I want to talk about is about time. I sat down with a young guy. He was 19 years old. He's working in the fitness industry. He's working by the hour like most people do. And we just celebrated Christmas. And I said, you know, I want to really encourage you to look at your future. You know, you can change your future, and what you need is good knowledge, good information. Knowledge is power, but it's not worth anything unless you act upon it. And so we talked a little bit about that. And so I was telling him, I was saying, listen, if you continue to trade time for money, you're only going to get how many hours in a day? 24, right? I mean, last time I checked, they're not making any more time. And so I asked him, how much do you make per hour? And here's what he said. I make about $925 an hour, something like that, $9.25. And I said, okay. I said, is it possible that somebody else makes more money per hour here? And he says, yes, they do. I said, well, okay, just like Jim Rohn always says, he says, you get paid more by adding more value. So that's one way you can get more money. But I went on to say this. Here's the point of this whole thing. Is I said, let's say you went out and bought something for your girlfriend, and let's say it cost you $100. He said, okay. I said, how much time would you have to invest in this job in order to get that? With taxes and everything, you know, more than 10 hours, maybe 11 hours. I said, okay, 11 hours of your life to buy one single gift. That's a big bulk of a day. And he said, yeah. I said, and so we talked about the difference between trading time for money and leveraging your time. And so that's the beauty of the industry that I'm in, network marketing, is that you don't have to be stuck to a clock. And so those of you guys who are entrepreneurs or you're in the same industry, this is something you really want to help people understand, that network marketing isn't a job. It's a way to leverage your time because you only have 24 hours in a day. And so really hone that in for people. And as he began to understand it, he was like, wow, okay, I never really thought about it that way. And so that was really, really cool. I thought that was awesome, and I wanted to share that with you. So if you're if you are in this industry, make sure you help people to understand that. Number two is I had a kind of a frustrating day today because I was going to partner with someone in such a way that would help me increase my business, and I really was counting on this person to make it happen. And I'm not going to go into all the details, but long story short, it didn't work out. And it didn't work out for a few reasons. One is that well, I don't even want to get into that, but the point is it didn't work out. Okay, here's the thing. What I became through this situation has really made me look at it in a whole new light. What do I mean by that? I became frustrated and angry and resentful, and all the gooiness, the nastiness, that stuff that's in me started flowing out of me. And I heard a pastor say, if you want to see how ugly you are, you know, just have something bad happen to you, be frustrated in such a way, and let life squeeze you, and all that nasty stuff, it was already in there. And so I got to see a couple things. One is I got to see how nasty I am on the inside. And then number two, which I'm going to use for the positive, is what I realized is that if I sit around and count on someone else to make my, you know, to control my destiny, or to make my life, you know, not necessarily have meaning, but to create income, that's what I want to say, to create income for my family, if I'm counting on someone else and they don't make good on their promises, that puts me in an awkward position. So here's what I heard a pastor say one time. He said, the very thing that frustrates you or gets you angry could potentially be an opportunity to create a solution for. And so I started thinking about that. And here's basically the second thing. The second thing is whatever frustrates you, whatever angers you, whatever you don't feel that it's not right, that shouldn't be that way, that kind of thing, look at it as an opportunity where you possibly can create a solution for it. So that's what I figured out. What I figured out is that I cannot continue to have someone else control my destiny, for someone else to tell me, what I am worth per hour, or hey, I'm the boss of this place, and so you're gonna abide by my rules and stuff like that. I mean, if you want to be in that situation, that's fine, but you have to be willing to accept all the stuff that comes with that. And so as an entrepreneur, especially as a Christian entrepreneur, one is I realize my need for Christ today. Oh my gosh, I'm such a scumbag. All this anger comes out of me, and God uses it in such a way to show me, what I am as a person. But second of all, I think that he's showing me that all I need is him. All I need is him to guide me. And I have to stop counting on someone else to make my destiny happen for me. So anyway, hopefully you get those two things. One is they're not making any more time. Learn to leverage your time. And the number two is look for opportunities that are out there. And usually they show up in areas where you're most frustrated at. So hopefully you got some value from this. Appreciate you taking the time to watch it. It was a little, all bits and pieces flying everywhere. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. And like I always say at the end, remember, love God and live with passion. Thanks for watching.